Thank you, Mr. President. I rise today to mark the third anniversary of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which was this week. Since 2012, the program that the President implemented, which has been known as DACA, has offered temporary relief from deportation to immigrants who arrived to the United States as young children. And it's helped almost 665,000 young people since June of 2012, including more than 10,000 in Virginia. The DACA program announced by the President has allowed young people to contribute to our communities, live without constant fear of deportation, keep families together, and provide economic and educational opportunities for these young recipients. I want to thank President Obama and the administration because DACA has provided relief to thousands of youngsters who seek only to pursue opportunity, provide for their families, and contribute to the only places that they've ever known as home, the United States. Immigrants aren't the only ones who benefit. DACA enforces the universal reputation of this country that we're proud of, that we value our immigrant heritage, and we embrace and celebrate their contributions to American history, industry, and culture. And Mr. President, this is a value that is something that we feel very deeply in Virginia, and we feel it more every day. When I was born in 1958, 1 out of 100 Virginians had been born in another country. Today, in 2015, 1 out of 9 Virginians was born in another country, and that period coincides with the moving of the Virginia economy from bottom quarter per capita income to top quarter. Immigration and the contributions of immigrants to our state has been tremendously positive. There are 10,000 youngsters in Virginia, more than 10,000 who've been benefited by DACA. We're 13th among all states. Let me just tell you 2 quick stories. Harith Andrade. Harith Andrade exemplifies what DACA recipients, if given the opportunity, can give back to their communities. Harith arrived to the United States from Bolivia, brought by adults. She arrived without her parents. She excelled in school, and she attended Washington Lee High School right here in Arlington. She took advanced placement, international baccalaureate classes. During a campus visit as she graduated, she learned for the first time that her undocumented status would be a barrier to earning a college education. But instead of giving up on her dream, she organized with other students to form Dreamers of Virginia, an organization that has led efforts to provide students access to in-state tuition and college admission for kids just like her. After the President announced the DACA program in June of 2012, Harith became a recipient, and she since transferred from community college to Trinity Washington University, where she expects to graduate with a degree in international relations next year. Another student, just one more story, Jung Bin Cho, also has seen doors open to him because of DACA, doors to educational opportunities like the fine institution Virginia Tech, where he now attends. Cho arrived in the United States with his parents from South Korea when he was 7 years old. He attended elementary school, graduated high school in Springfield, Virginia, and he played on the defensive line for the football team. His dream, a lot of Virginians have this dream, was attending Virginia Tech, and he gained admission to the school. But at that time, he first realized that his undocumented status eliminated him from in-state tuition or any financial aid. Because he couldn't afford it, he attended community college and worked 2 jobs to support himself. But following DACA, and the decision last year to grant in-state tuition to young Virginians, a decision for which I applaud our governor and General Assembly, Cho reapplied to Virginia Tech, won admission, and he now is able to attend Virginia Tech, where he will pursue a degree in business and hopefully participate in this great expansion of the Virginia economy that so many of our immigrants have been proud to lead. For young people like Harith and Cho, DACA makes sense. Both came here as young children. They didn't come here on their own volition. They were brought here. They only know Virginia as home, and they seek to study, work, and build a life in this country. As proud Virginians, they want to return the opportunities afforded to them by using their talents to improve their communities and make it a better place for everybody. In addition to this humanitarian aspect, as you heard, these talented students are the kinds of people who will accelerate our economy. DACA is good for our economy, too. So I strongly support its continuation. But I also want to just encourage my colleagues that, and I think we all agree in this, Democrat, Republican, Independent, we all agree in this kind of program is best not by executive order, but by legislation. We are now almost exactly 2 years from the date when the Senate passed comprehensive immigration reform right here on this floor in June of 2013. 2 years where, after a strong bipartisan effort, we've waited for action, any action by the House, not just taking up our bill, but doing their own bill and then in a conference finding a compromise, which we can do. It's time that the House act. It's time that the Senate and House sit down together and do comprehensive immigration reform. We can give Dreamers and millions of other families who continue to live in the shadows an earned pathway to citizenship. It's time to pass that reform. It's in the best traditions of our nation and in the best value traditions of my Commonwealth that we do so. And with that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.